With the controversy over the leadership of the People's Democratic Party now settled, the battle line appears drawn ahead of the 2019 general elections. But before 2019 is 2018, which promises to witness tense political activities. Channel Television's information and data analyst Babajide Ogunsanwo is here to look into the crystal ball. I don't see one on his table, but I'm sure you have it somewhere, maybe at home. Oh, surely.
The crystal ball is already getting set, and 2019 is close to us right now. Very close.
Right. So what do you see ahead of what do you see ahead now that the PDP seems to have put its house in order? I mean, this is what supporters of the party had looked forward to.
So here's it. The question on the lips of most Nigerians today is, who really owns the PDP? So tonight, let's quickly attempt to decode it by looking at the facts. And there are three ways we could do that. By looking at where are their governors from, where are their senators from, and where are most of the House of Representative members from. Now, the evidence clearly shows that even though we've got one PDP governor from the southwest, 3 from the southeast, and 2 from the northeast, there are 5 PDP governors from the south-south. So that is where most PDP governors are, the south-south. The second is to look at where are most senators from the PDP from. In the south-south, we've got 13 PDP senators. No other zone does the PDP have more senators than the south-south. Now, let's look at the House of Representatives. The PDP has 40 members from the House of Reps from the South-South. Again, no other zone in the country does the PDP have more members than the South-South. So the PDP has most governors from the South-South. It has most senators from the South-South. It has most of its House of Representative members from the South-South. So indeed, the South-South controls the PDP. And you will remember what they say, he who owns the riverbank owns the fish. And so Uche Secondos was really, in terms of football language, playing at home. Now, some people say there was money involved in this. Now, let's also potentially look at where the money could have come from. Let's look at what the Ministry of Finance tells us about monies they've paid out to state governments, not state governors, state governments this year. The Ministry of Finance says in Rivers State, for instance, it has given the Rivers State government 97 billion naira. There's only one state in the country that has collected more money from FAC than the Rivers State government, and that is Delta State. Again, 2 states that are in the south-south dominated by the PDP. So you remember, he who owns the riverbank owns the fish. And so today's PDP is really controlled by the south-south.
And would you say the party is ready? Because that's what they're telling the APC, that, you know, they have to watch out for 2019 because they're fully ready. Does this interpret into, you know, full readiness for the elections? So
again, before 2019, let's look at the 2018 calendar. Now, in the 4 quarters, there are 3 key events. We look at quarter 1. What will happen from next year? We're going to be seeing a lot of politics around the budget. Again, we're going to be seeing legislative politics. But again, what is legislative politics? We remember what had happened just 1 year to the 2015 elections. January 2014 was when those 11 senators decamped from the PDP to APC. That was January 2014. So we're going to be looking at what will be happening next month, January 2018. So a lot of legislative politics, and as well, we've got the Anambra rerun elections, which is happening in about 5 weeks' time. Those are the 3 key activities for the first quarter. In the second quarter, we're going to be seeing the PDP bringing and talking about a lot of policy wars, because in the second quarter is when the NBS will be releasing a lot of economic reports, and the PDP will intend to interpret those economic reports to its favor. Again, we know that the World Cup will be coming in the second quarter, and then we'll also be seeing a lot of lobbying. The reason why the World Cup is important is, in most times, the World Cup, we see the economy growing. Only once in our history have we seen a civilian president when the economy, the Nigerian economy, did not grow in a World Cup year, and that was in 1982. And again, we remember what happened in 1983. So in reality, if you can't grow the economy in a World Cup year, the next year doesn't look good for you. So again, in the second quarter, we'll see a lot of lobbying. And coming to the third quarter of next year is where the noise really then starts beginning. You see the party primaries. We have the Ekiti election in July. We have the Osun State election in September. So these 2 elections will be clear leading indicators as to what will happen in 2019. And finally, in the last quarter of the year, we will then see where the manifestos will be battling. And then we'll see a lot of performance reviews on 3 subjects: jobs, unemployment, and inflation rates. And finally, this will be the quarter of political controversies. Remember when the House was screening Babatunde Raji Fashola during the October 2015 screening?
Ministerial screening.
Exactly. I remember what he said. He said, may our loyalties not be tested. 2018 is the year when politicians will know who are really loyal to them.
You've done a fine job of presenting this calendar, I must say, but is it too early then to predict the permutations for 2019?
Perhaps it's not too early, but we can look at what happened in the penultimate years of the election. So we look at what happened in 2002 when President Obasanjo was preparing for the elections of 2003. The economy in 2002 grew by 14.6%. And in 2014, even though the economy grew by 7.5%, President Jonathan was still not able to win the election. So clearly, what determines where voters and who becomes the president is not just about the economy. So in 2018, we will really have to determine who will win the election, because we know from evidence that it is not just about how fast the economy grows, but there are a lot of other things involved. And one of the people we could look at to determine or to get some clues as to how did he win the 2003 elections is President Obasanjo, when the economy grew by 14.6%. There are three things he did. The first was he ensured that inflation rate dropped to 8.3% by April 2003. The second thing he did was in 2001 and 2002, President Obasanjo went on a spending spree. Capital expenditure was in double digits. So we saw 25%, 28%. And finally, in 2001, 2002, just before the elections, we saw that the Nigerian budget crossed the 1 trillion naira mark. So those were the three things the president did. What we're going to be looking at in 2018 will be, what are the three things that President Buhari will do to attempt, if he does, which we don't even know right now, if he will be running for the 2019. We can only speculate, but again, it is perhaps too early to know who will run, but it is not too early to know what is likely to happen. Again, remember, he who owns the river bank owns the fish.
And you will be here with us throughout the journey. Thanks a lot, Babajide.